Hi, I'm Wayne Caddy. I teach at the School of Artisan Food. I've been baking for 27 years. I represented Team GB in the Coupe du Monde and the Masters de la Boulangerie too. I'm going to share with you some top baking techniques and recipes to take your baking to the next level. For me, the perfect brioche should be light, buttery, golden. The key to this starts at the mixing stage. This is the mix we've got at the moment. We've got yeast in there, we've got flour, eggs, milk, and we've got sourdough in there. Okay, so now we're going to mix the dough and we're looking to get a really nice development in the dough. That means we're looking for extensibility but strength. Then we add the butter and sugar. If we put too much of those ingredients in at the beginning, it stops the gluten developing that's in the flour. With the brioche dough mixed, it's a very soft, silky dough. Pop it into the bulk fermentation bowl. So we've got real good strength in the dough, but also extensibility. This is by delaying the butter and the sugar. Next step, put the shower cap over the bowl, and this will stop the dough skinning over so that we get a really nice volume out of it. If you don't have a shower cap, you can quite simply use a wet tea towel to cover the top of the dough over as well. I'm going to pop it straight into the refrigerator. It will firm the dough up so it's a lot easier to work with when we come to shape it. Tipping the brioche out onto the work surface, just a little bit of flour over, tip the brioche out, and then we're going to scale the brioche into 80-gram pieces. So using the scraper, make clear cuts down into the dough and then start scaling off the dough pieces. Okay, so that's the 80-gram piece there. So the brioche dough is very sticky, so we need to use the right amount of flour, and the next stage we're going to use is a hand shaping technique to form the brioche into a round ball. The shaping technique is done by rotating the hand around, but our fingers must be tucked over like this so that we're putting the right amount of tension in, so do it in the palm of your hand. That's how we should see the brioche looking in terms of nice little bubbles under the surface of the skin. The next stage we're going to look at is actually egg washing. Quite important that we get a good even coating, but we don't put too much on. So we just dip in and leaving the egg wash to just run down the edges of the brioche roll. So it saves actually using a pastry brush to wash the brioche roll. It's a lot quicker process and it's more even. You get a really good gloss on the brioche. The other thing I'd say about putting your brioche onto the tray is keep your brioche separate, so we're putting a good even space onto the baking tray here so that when they're proved they'll double in size, they don't touch together. After we've shaped and egg washed the rolls, the next stage is to prove the dough balls. Best way of doing this is actually using a Tupperware container, so we can just stick the right size one obviously over the top of the brioche rolls. The important thing is that we're not going to allow the dough balls to skin over. Brioche rolls have been proving for a couple of hours now, so let's have a look. So we've got a really nice light fluffy brioche. We're going to give them a second egg wash now. We're doing that so it'll be really shiny. So instead of dipping them this time, we're going to brush the egg on. Obviously we can't pick these up anymore because they're very light and fluffy and we'll knock all of the gas out of them. So we don't want to do that at this stage. So it's just gently and evenly brushing the egg wash all over. Once we've done with the egg, we're going to put nib sugar on. So again, we want to put a nice even sprinkling over the top. Once we've got the nib sugar on, we're going to finish it off with some flaked almonds. Again, just a scattering flaked almonds across the top. And before we put them in the oven, we're going to cut them with scissors. The important thing with the scissors is that we dip the tips of the scissors in egg, because this is a really sticky, soft dough. If we put the scissors in without the egg wash on the tips of the scissors, it's going to stick to the dough, so it's really important we do it. So we're going to cut in to the brioche. When we put the brioche in the oven, we've got a lot of carbon dioxide being produced. So in the oven, the rolls grow. Now we've cut the brioche rolls, they're ready to go into the oven, so 160 degrees Celsius for 18 minutes. Brioche, you're ready to come out of the oven. wonderful golden, rich looking brioche. But you can see from these we've got so much volume out of them. That's because we followed the process of delaying the butter and the sugar. This wouldn't happen if we didn't sort of follow that process. There we have it, 6 wonderful brioche buns.